let's start. So React is like created by the Facebook. React is a like UI library to build UI components. The Facebook was initially released 2013, and they have like added a concept called virtual DOM. So virtual DOM is nothing but a JavaScript object, like in a plain like layman words. It's a JavaScript object. So every DOM means any HTML element is mapped with the JavaScript virtual DOM element. It is nothing but a simple plain object. Before making or updating any component in the UI, it will be compared, and whatever it is needed, that is only updated in the UI. So that is the advantage of using virtual DOM. And later, after the 16.8 version, they have introduced a React hooks. So initially, we use in React, we used only class components of the it is using the prototype inheritance, or in ES6 it is using the class inheritance to specify the class methods and built-in methods. We have to inherit the base React component, and we have to define the utility methods provided by the Facebook. And after 16.8, React hooks was introduced. It was like a major update, one of the major update in the React JS. So React hooks is used to maintain and update the functional components. Previously, even though if you are defining the functional component, I will tell you the component is nothing but the UA element, a representation of UA element in React. So there are two types of components, functional and class components. So initially, React was introduced with class components, and it has lifecycle methods to update the component. So even we are used a functional component to use as a presentation layer, a view part of any UI. So there is no it only depends on the again stateful components, that is class components, because React only update or change re-render the component based on the state change only. So we will see what is state, and we will see those concepts later. So apart from this, the concurrent mode in React is used to optimize the performance. And server components, initially, we can only build the components in the client side, that is only applicable, that can be rendered or rendered in the browser using JavaScript. After the evolution of the Node.js and server side technologies in Node.js, so we can define the components in the same JSX, same React components, and we can render using the server side, from the server side. So even though React offers the state management, the Redux, they are specific state management library that will help us to maintain the state and in a more efficient way. So we will see this the Redux thing later. So these are the main building blocks or core concepts in React. So JSX, first thing is JSX. So JSX is the extensive, extension of HTML code. The only advantage of we can, whatever we are seeing in the UI, we can the same way we can define in the JSX. The one advantage is we can also include the JavaScript code inside this JSX markup. So apart from this, it is only it is help us to define the UI elements, the exact UI element, how we are how it is rendered in the UI in the browser, and also we can add some conditional conditions use JavaScript code. And this JSX, during the runtime, build after transpiling or compile time, this JSX is converted to plain JavaScript because the browser does not understand what is JSX. So it is only for the like a developer friendly definition for the defining the UA elements. UA elements. The second thing is components. This is the core units of the React application. So either it can be a functional and class-based component. Nowadays, we are not using class-based components, so we are not going to cover the class-based components in this session. So all the components like have the props and states. The props and states are like props means like it's a properties, short form of props, short forms for properties. Props and state are read only in React. So it is both are immutable and you cannot change. That is the first rule. Yeah, one of the rule we have to follow in React JS. So the bin like okay. So prompts is like you can pass the information to the elements or the component in React JS. It could be anything like even it's HTML properties or a custom properties or any information data that you can pass to the components using this
கேப்
prompt.
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாகணுங்கிறியா எல்லாத்துலயும்? ம் இந்த சைடு இருக்குது. சாரி.
Okay. So like there are different types of hooks in React JS. State hooks and effect hooks are the main two different hooks. Mainly we are going to use in the components. So state hook is used to maintain the state of the component or to maintain some information or value of the component. Effect hook is used to do like for example our like there are three phases in React components. First thing is like mounting means like we are there adding the component in the actual browser dump. That is the first phase. Second phase is like uh, updating. For example, if you are rendering an input component, there may be a changes happened when user may update something like user can enter some input, so there is an update or change happening, right? Those is the like update phase. And then like unmount is like we are like removing or clean up removing the component from the browser. These are the main three things. So these three state of a component, three like life cycle of a component. So to maintain this, maintain and update the component, the effects hooks are used. So we are like these two hooks, like state hooks and effect hooks, are like mainly like used to maintain the state and update the component in the UI. So before going into further, I'm going to like create on component. So I'm going to give you an introduction about how we developed like over the years, how the front end application is developed and evolved uh, to till now. I'm going to create on a plain JavaScript thing. Basically, like in the HTML file, I have added a simple markup with a button and JavaScript file to like increment the count and display in this within the same button element. So this is I have created one. Now I'm going to change this to like a TypeScript based application. So to run a TypeScript, we need a TypeScript compiler, and I have globally installed a TypeScript package. So a command to install the TypeScript is the npm I TypeScript dash dash g. So I can run here again. This will globally install the TypeScript package, and we can then after installing this one, we can access the TypeScript compiler. It is taking time, so I'm canceling this one because I already installed it. So like we can directly use TSC to run the TypeScript thing, but better we can like create one configuration file to like pass the information. So to create a TS config file, we can use TSC hyphen init. So it will create the TS config file. What we can do here is like we can go here and we can update. It is to latest version of ES. Target is used to like how the JavaScript files to be like compiled, transpiled to the which version of the JavaScript ECMA standard version. So that is the target property. And module is like we are not going to use the common JS. Now I can. I'm going to clean up this one, so make sure whether everything is working. So now I have cleaned everything in the JavaScript file. So why we are having this error? So TypeScript is like assuming that whatever we are getting in the um, DOM element, it may be null. So our code might break. That's what it is displaying here. So I'm going to fix this by adding one conditional expression, conditional validation. So it is compiled. We can go here and we can check this one. So like whenever we are making changes, right? So we cannot go directly run and check so that we can add the TSC hyphen watch. So if you are making any change here, that will be reflected immediately. And I'm going to the browser now. Let me know if you are not able to see the browser. So even though if I'm making any changes, right, I have to refresh this page. So after the the technology evolvement, uh, the like live reloading or hot module like live reloading is introduced to overcome this issue, so that whenever we are making any changes in the physical, like in the file, it will be like it will be get the browser will be, it will notify the browser, and the browser will automatically refresh the content of our the whatever the files that we are serving to the browser. So for that I have added one extension called go live. So I'm going to click this one. Now I'm going to, okay, I'm going to, you can see both, right? By making
Yes.
any changes, that will be get reflected. So what we are like manually configure, right? This is what all the tools like Angular or any React or any scaffolded project scaffolded tools will offer us. So it will have the set of task runners behind the scenes, and it will be get executed whenever we are running, and we are like whenever you are making any changes in the your changes in your code, that will be get reflected. So this is how like behind the scenes everything is working. So we are going to like create one create I'm going to like demonstrate how we can scaffold a React project from the scratch. So for do you have any questions?
No, I think we are good, Sundar.
Okay. So I am going to do the. So the same example, how we can like convert to the plain React JS. So I have created one example. So let me open this one. So inside this one, like I have added the CDN React and React DOM link, and inside the JavaScript or TypeScript. So whatever I have done so far in the previous example, on top of that, I have added the two packages from the CDN link to the React and React DOM here. And we have the same TS config, and a couple of things I have updated here. That is library. What are the libraries we are going to use in the application so that it will give proper auto completion features for us. Second thing is I have updated no emit equal to false. So what is this property will do? Actually, if whenever there is an error, if TypeScript compare complain any error, right? If we by default it is true. So our even though if it is compiler reaches any error, it won't transpile our JavaScript to TypeScript to JavaScript. So I am making like a false so that even though there is an error in our TypeScript file, it will be compiled to the JavaScript file. So why I am doing this one, I want to it is to make it simple thing, right? How we can write the plain JavaScript plain JavaScript React component, plain TypeScript based React components without JSX. That's what I want to demonstrate. So I haven't. These are TypeScript does not understand what is this one. So we are using we have added from the CDN. So it in the runtime we will not face any issues because it is already in the browser DOM. So we can reuse this one. So I am referring the create element. So the create element is one of the method that is actually uh, transforms all the JSX. We will see the JSX later, but this is the method to define the element in React, creating an element. So this is count is nothing but a plain JavaScript element. It uses it has a return statement. Actually, the return statement must be any JSX node or element. You can consider it's a React element. So always a component in React will return a React element. That is the another rule. So it is creating one element and returning from this function. So instead of creating the button in the HTML itself, I'm creating from the component, and I am defining the on-click attribute to the button element. And the second thing is this is one of the things. So I can show you here. I'm going to add a console here. Let me start this one again. So this is the same element, how we have defined in the JavaScript and how we have migrated to TypeScript. That's the same functionality. But if you're clicking here, so it will be Give me a second. So I'm clicking here. So every time whenever I am clicking, the count is getting incremented here. But why we are seeing this like a console.log? Because this is happening in the on-click event, right? But if you added any console log within the component, why we are seeing this message again and again? So React does not understand like what is happening inside the component. So whenever you are making or triggering any event inside the component, right? The whole function will be, the count function will be re-evaluated by React, and a return element will be like, it will be like the return element will be in a JavaScript object, and this JavaScript object is compared with the virtual DOM. That is first time it is created by the, whenever you are mounting a component, right? There will be a JavaScript reference. JavaScript object reference will be created for this one, and it will compare. And if there is any change in the UI, like any change in the element structure, then only React will update. So even though if you are like defining a component and you are like on click only you are updating, but this is the part we are calling. Actually, this is not this one. This is the part we are calling. So even though we are calling this one, the entire function will be again will re-evaluated by the uh, React, and then only it will update the UI. So that is the reason we are saying the console log, even though we have added behind the before the on-click event, right? So we are seeing this in the console thing. So far, any questions? So here we have used one more thing. So even though if you are re-evaluating how this will maintain this count, for example, we have initialized the state is nothing but the use state hook only. I have added the reference here. So state. So even though if you are like re-evaluating means the entire component will run, and you have the zero state only, but how the state will be maintained. So that is how React added the use state hook to maintain the state. State means storing some information or any data within the component. So even though if it is a re-render, React will check whether it is an initial render or any update is happening. So it will hold the state value in the memory and bring back to the component again. That's after we are setting the count. So this value will persist even React multiple times reevaluate this function, this function. So state, it is always giving a tuple value. The first two element array of two elements. First value is the getter and second value is the setter. So, and this is a syntax, and it is like must, we have to use constant. Okay, the way we are using constant, because we are defining these values cannot be reassigned again. That is the reason. So the both values will be are paid only in that is the one of the standard rule in React. So writing this one defining element and nesting the element will be kind of tedious, and it is hard to see this thing. So that's how that is the way they have added the they have defined the JSX. So that is a what do you call JavaScript XML extension of HTML, we can define HTML with the JavaScript thing. So we are going to scaffold project, React project. I'm going to close this one. So far, any question? The same way, I'm going to initialize one TypeScript configuration file. Later we can edit, and I'm going to initialize one package.json. The command to create a package.json is you have to run npm space init command. Now we have two files. So whatever we have, like this is the ts config we have created earlier. And same way, I'm going to update the target version. I'm going to like mention the JSX. This is the one of the attribute in the compiler option available to mention that we are going to use the React type project. I'm going to create one folder called source. I have copied the same CSS file. To create and run the application, we need some packages. So first, like there are two types of in package JSON. There are like two types of dependencies. One is for we have whatever the uh, there are two types of attributes there: dependencies and tab dependencies. Dependencies is like what are the like npm packages that is used by the application, and tab dependencies is used for like that is only used while we are developing and running the application locally. So I'm going to add so this is the command to add the npm packages to our project. So once you run this command, what this will do? So this will update the package JSON with the dependencies because both are used. It is a dependency for our application, so it is added under the dependencies section, and it will also create one node modules folder. Inside this one, we'll add the whatever we have defined, and the really the component. These npm packages dependencies will also get added under the node modules. I'm going to add the type definitions. So It will give a better typing experience in the VS Code. So I'm going to define an hyphen D. That is mainly I'm defining these packages used for the development purpose only. So both these packages will be added here. Now we have ordered the React, but we need some task runner. So task runner or uh, task runner means whenever we manually did, sorry, we manually did right earlier. We have created the TypeScript compiler watch mode, and we have added a go live server. So these are whenever there is a change, it will be those files will be uh, those changes will be pushed back to this a browser, right? So we need some task runners to do all these settings. So we are going to use the bit, that is one of the task runners for React.js. We need one more package. Let me take this package. Yeah. So this is one of the plugin for React. So this is the kind of bit, and this plugin will help us whatever we have manually setting up. That will be uh, providing the built-in functionality in this packages. I'm going to copy the existing app code. So this is we are importing the same thing, React and React DOM, from this uh, packages, and this is the how we are mounting the parent element to the actual DOM. So React DOM has the create that will be this is the root element of this application, this project, and we are going to mounting on this element. I haven't created this file. Give me a second. So I have created the root element here, and I'm pointing to the our index.html file here. So inside this one, I have to So far, like what we have done is like we manually set up the the scaffold, the React project. Give me a second. Okay, so we created manually and we used some task runners to support our development environment. So what it will do, it will be watch all the files once you have started, and it will be transforms all the TSX and TS files to plain JavaScript, because browser will not understand those languages languages, and then it will be like a transfer to plain JavaScript file, so that it will be like getting executed in this application. So we are going to like add the same counter here. So I have added some browser extensions. So whenever there is a repaint is happened from the React, right, it will be highlight your the region, how it will be updated in the in the browser thing. So this portion is called the JSX. So if you look at the JSX, it is close to the HTML, and we, instead of like on click or a on click, we are using some camel case to define the events, so that React will bind, like create the DOM element and bind the events to the element. And you can check this one again. Initially it is 0. I'm clicking, it is again rerunning. It means like the entire the component from here to the end, it will be like re-evaluated by React, and then based on the changes it is returning, whatever it is returning, that will be compared and updated in the UA. So that's how React is using the virtual DOM, that is a like JavaScript objects, and it will compare the actual previous render and the current changes, and both will be surely compared, and based on that, well, it will update the UI. So we will continue in the next session. Okay, thank you. Bye. Bye.